Abra so say dey nwumre no nsia kasebo Ebra Morgana de shimamba mamu nyina adwo. Ensemo ayede bay and I'm hello 101.5 FM Kumase Edum. Despite Abrosa Kesie no emu. Obanka ha say ya NEAT 100.9 and okay 101.7 and wachi ye nuanom radio stations. Ghana ne amanone be ye wo ha aduonum ene akire. Sa nwumakwo nyina dawroma otienka ene nwumre every ship house Abeka Junction Accra and some no de di mo akotreni
Ghana man penny excellency John Dramani Mahama Edin Sambia ya konopa wade to abedweko ya power mo say Ghana Armed Forces jumedi and one shot no wade to amonim
to uphold the highest standard of governance, professionalism and accountability within the military.
For ya was my Ghana pomo de one samso akasa kire se TB abane bo eye dra se ne ba nyame ya adumwa ye betimi agigi scanner fe ya de etu asem attorney general wa my Ghana mo tene nsa e wo kane pani kwankyira for ya no wada national signal bureau no edubu ahene se sika $7 million ya e yo man ne dia no e kogu pani na nkasa na account mu.
The contract was for the purchase of a cyber defense system software at a price of $7 million United States of American dollars.
Dom kuma wa my Ghana mra shebe de fie tene wa monsa attorney general so na nia wo kani.
State power must be exercised in good faith, not wielded as a weapon of political intimidation.
Amra shebe dwafo shase a wo kasa se jabrane ye to dwam awo my Ghana yan shase e betimi asigina papa na afa yade afa ho awo agodie mu nsa ene Ghana Black Stars evrade Madagascar na no ye kan yo ene fia nipa bi anyi ni enso ene match ne de ye hye wo mu ankasa enwumre yi ensem pika we hu ne yesi nkonwa yade esom se enwumre no nsi akase bo yemfa seda manwumeko we
yo ne de aseda be mo na mo twa nkagu na nsi dan kra sika wuo kra na nye nkontomire ne samna enti yawa ha yeso yawa ha ye de be kwa akosie ene san Ozon's chemist and the Ozon's Gala capsules eba Ghana dwaso na aboa pa MTN se Ghana se bebia mununkum hata bia MTN so ewo ho high sense Ghana everyday prices for everyday people high sense ana semenhia no Dolphin roofing system chance ya ye de bodan so na no hene wa ba ha ye ama Dolphin fo akobon dan so ama no everade comfort ye Dolphin there obo uhunu a utimu say yes o ma ye adwuma budget cash and carry ni Blue Jeans energy drink ehutwa yi ekoyie pa Raoul's Pharmaceuticals woman na the High Lady Virgin Feminine Wash and a High Lady Virgin Mixture abedwaso correct ankasa Pepsodent Cavity Fighter Pepsodent Cavity Fighter eyi rings na ba wosiase ni nyina free ho ema onya boxer no ato ringa kofie ini nyina free ama ho ato kama sa nwumako ya da roma ena nwumre yi wote yenken akenkan for wote yenken yeme nana ya kesse ena
Gargantua lady ohene wa kase bo ahene Africa se bo na munchemu ankasa enie Ghana man penny excellency John Dramani Mahama no kase na samni afuto wade to dwasa nyama yadom ena no pe wato ne bo ase ya mamra ni amane se ne be ya bedwekuo ye betimi apa wo hontoma na afe Ghana Armed Forces wo dwumedi akese ne atela wo guso a wo di nyina da bedwekuo no be hye ne watimi esigina papa ade amomo na dwumedi akese ekọ wa bankese mu ena Ghana man penny excellency John Dramani Mahama akura kasa no wo hwehwe adwene kire se esi a wa my Ghana bambom nsam no aba be sha bedweko no ensa wonto oboa se anya hyehye pe betimi asiesie Ghana na de bia da ye kɔ ne ye kɔ akoda se ya ankwa se ye do ye kata ye ni ba ko na fe yetimi ebie ba ko Ghana man parents excellency John Dramani Mahama na futuo ne nsema wo do de ato bedweko ne nim no yenkɔ na fe yenkotie bie.
Today, as we join the distinguished members of the Armed Forces Council, reaffirm the critical role of this body in the governance and administration of our military. The responsibility placed on our shoulders as a council is one of great national importance. The strength of our armed forces depends not only on the bravery of the men and women in uniform, but also on the leadership policies and decisions that guide them. Your mandate is clear: to provide strategic leadership and oversight that ensures the Ghana Armed Forces remain an effective, modern, and disciplined force. to uphold the highest standard of governance, professionalism, and accountability within the military, to safeguard the welfare of our officers, men and women who risk their lives in the service of our nation. The decisions we make as a council will shape the future of our armed forces.
Ania Yokoti Ghana Mount Penis Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Now what one in Kassem what dear to your watch us to the beer, Yana yet to one of Shri Yaba, Yan said the Hun to a best rabbit Yokono, one more when in Nahonum sa Abua was on your beya, Sasha Nasha says Chinitino, Nayetimi Esiano Quine.
In today's world, the nature of our security threats is rapidly evolving, from terrorism and cybercrime to political instability and climate-related security challenges. Our armed forces must remain prepared to respond effectively in any circumstances. This means we must invest in the necessary tools, training, and infrastructure to keep our military strong, adaptable, and ahead of emerging threats. This administration remains unwavering in its commitment to the modernization of the Ghana Armed Forces. We'll continue to prioritize the following. 1. Capacity building programs that enhance the skills and expertise of our personnel, ensuring that they are equipped to handle both conventional and unconventional threats. 2. Investment in modern military technology and equipment to strengthen our national defense capabilities. 3. Enhanced infrastructure development, including improved barracks, training facilities, and logistics support systems. 4. Improved welfare and support systems for military personnel and their families, recognizing that the well-being of our armed forces extends beyond the battlefield.
Ania Yokoti Ghana Mount Penis Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Watone Buasi ya watch church Nisemo, Salamad Kukua Pentil Sansom Way, Watone Buasi Nafi Wabuabua no, ya wadi dai Ghana Fwengi na desanse, Senya and 70 and to the beat, Naman Penny and church mu and Chena Johnny, and Fajumedian Hua, Yana Eha Johnny Papa. After ya Pemso, na Yadia Niachemu, Ewa and Semfo from Diasomo.
Ebra ene Mampeni. Eda basonfo ya eba behwe o me asafo adwuma no so edie armed council force oda wo mo edie no na o se nyame anim nie senia adwumaden ewo ho ema armed forces council se wo mo eye no o sere basonfo de adwuma na hwe o mo nsa se wo mo nya no wano na ni kansam ne se Ghana mampani abedi akire Her Excellency Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman wono any titania obeda Armed Forces Council no ano na prof so ehye ni Ramampani bo se nada Roma wenya no mugide de adwuma hye ne nsan ongu nani mu ase obeya adwuma ne yie.
As a council, we accept to serve diligently, loyally, with patriotic zeal to reset the Ghana and reset the Ghana Armed Forces too, to ensure that we have peace, we have stability for our beloved nation. So we want to ensure that the Ghana Armed Forces retain, sustain, and even extend its reputation, which is established globally. We are very proud of our armed forces, and we know that they have even further to go. And our pledge is to ensure that we strengthen and even add on to what they have established, which is very admirable and which we celebrate. And as an advisory council, that position very separate from management, but ending with us. And this is something we need to take very important notice of, so we don't mix our rules. And therefore, we will ensure that we give sound advice on matters of policy, those that relate to defense, to strategy, including military budgeting and finance, administration, and promotion.
Ghana Mampani abedi akire Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman ebra ene oda Armed Forces Council edie na wo yi ni setitrani ene odi sem we to ja Patricia Sefafisha na da Roma ene ensa ekan
ya to akase ebuasu ya de ni kiremu awo ansam fofromo aban lawyer ni pani Dr. Dominic Ayene ne wo kase ne wo tene ne nsa ahwe kane pani kwankyerefo National Signal Bureau kwabna edubu ahene so se wo my Ghana sika yakukuro di ama opani se cyber defense system software won koto so eye $7 million wo pani hwe ya na account musuro don en weje mu ade akwakoto na Dr. Yene atoa ne kase mu akirechire mu send Ghana by na afa Israel company bi en wo mu si gina se ne atie bia no se mfidie no wo mbetimi ato nanso contract ya wade wonsa kwasha ase na $7 million ne wo hia ya hwehwem ya bibi mu afifi mu adudu mu ani account mu no edubu ahina account mu na kotoye Dr. Yene wode sansem we gina tudwa ene ibra wo to nsa friends ntwerofo na afa wo chieche mu dia kire yesem se na no ebeto odwa se edubu ahina afa so na yere Angela ejebu ate ya doa wo no amanfo atwo mo anofia se tete ya biam no wo mguso ka ho asem ena ane ena ndisi ababa ye ni aka wo mu ani eye ni arrest no penin se dabi ya na mote nsem a munya abotre na afem muntie emunkyire mu Dr. Yene e kire se sa sika $7 million no wade atoto nyapade wo Ghana ne amanfo amaso ne nkyire mu na bi nie.
In his capacity as director of the National BNC, Mr. Dubohe on January 30th, 2020, signed a contract on behalf of the government of Ghana and the National Security Council on the one hand, and on the other hand, an Israeli company called ISC Holdings Limited. The contract was for the purchase of a cyber defense system software at a price of $7 million United States of American dollars. Let us call this contract the GOG ISC contract. On February 6, 2020, Mr. Dubohe then transferred an initial amount of 27,100,000 Ghana cedis, that is from the National BNC's operations account at Fidelity Bank to the private BNC account at UMB. Official documentation on the transfer revealed that the amount was for the payment of cyber defense system software, which the National BNC was buying from ISC Holdings in Israel. Mr. Dubohe, in effect, transferred the money from the National BNC to his private company, the private BNC.
Tayeni atwa ne nkasem de one and air money bank sa transfer na ekoso no wo munyanya sadia ne ebesi wo krom ha.
Executive, director, or employee of each of the companies who, knowing that Mr. Dubohe has been arrested, if they make movement of assets, we will track and arrest them and prosecute them. So they are all warned. All banks are also warned that if we see any wire transfers or cash withdrawals on any of the accounts belonging to Mr. Dubohe and his companies, the bank managers and all their employees who are involved in those transfers will equally be arrested. After this press conference, no activity, and we are monitoring all their bank accounts from the Financial Intelligence Center. With the press of a button, we can see the movement of money, on any of the accounts. So we are monitoring that very, very closely. We know, for instance, that the three banks that they have been dealing with, with substantial financial transactions are UMB, Fidelity Bank, and Stanbic Bank. So we are monitoring them keenly. And the managers of this bank, if they are listening to me, should be careful about what they do on any account connected to Mr. Dubohe and his wife and their companies.
Dr. Yene atwa ne nkasem akyerechem se bra na NDC egusu a womo ye campaign asem o ka kire Ghana for esa ade ye frɛ ne katasehye ne proye adwurum de kankan wombetu ase na sisi a na NDC aba ne ba ase ne Ghana for gina honom ene ye mark register said da benda ena one year som wa banda dem no ye betimi atwe womo aso wose ehu adwuma na womo ahye ase a womo ye no.
You would understand that the issue of accountability and order, that is Operation Recover Audit, was a central plank of His Excellency's campaign. In fact, the National Democratic Congress campaigned seriously on the issue of accountability. Ghanaians bought into that campaign and other issues that we addressed during the campaign, and that is why they voted for us to hold those who have abused public office accountable. So yes, I'm under pressure, but I'm under pressure not from political quarters, but from ordinary Ghanaians. Despite my busy schedule, I find time to go to social media.
Attorney General wa my Ghana mo Dr. Dominic Anyene nensam anono Philip Atanga and asansem way wa boa no besom yen.
Na sansen jofo nhia mu no a ene Dr. Dominic Akurtinga ayene eye no ena dom kuma ne say papa we pa de awurade say ye konsuo nya na kenten ye ri konsuo na wo attorney general lawyer panin pa say ho na kire wo say sa na ye mra ho adwuma ewo oma we mti office no ekura no tumi no a mamra na pone ama attorney general no wadi ama na bro so ene edom kuma friends and drofo nhia mu na wagya gbawe mra hyebedwani a oye edom kuma no trene ya bedi ekire otoso mienu Jerry Ahmed Shaib ena wone essentialfo kasae wo say se wo ya attorney general na mpampa se wo adanse etia obi se ai na no na na akase phone no a eyira aye no eyo hene wa anagaganto lady ne fa ya we enya ho press conference gaganto fa na na akase phone koma no de bi enya ne sa fa no court se wa wia na bebe yese ena wo entisasem ya wo ye obeka we nyina wie na akokopie court na se court ka se de wo ka no na onya adwene a na hire se obema Ghana fo asore tia court no se atemuafo no na o manya o madwuma yi nanso wo na wo ye lawyer ni no esese nka unim de ananka wo hu ni yie esen ne wo ye.
The recent raid on the residences of the immediate past governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addy, several other former government appointees by the National Security Operative, raises serious questions about the conduct of state institutions and the principles of justice and accountability in our country. State power must be exercised in good faith, not wielded as a weapon of political intimidation. The mandate given to law enforcement and security agencies is to serve the public interest, not to act on behalf of political actors seeking retribution or to suppress dissenting voices. This power does not give permission for illegal rape, power abuse, or intentional harassment of political opponents. However, we see a blatant abuse of power by the security services, especially the National Investigative Bureau, NIB, and the National, a breach of fundamental rights and a decline in public confidence in our law enforcement organization. The Attorney General is abusing his office in ordering raid and conducting investigation. The Attorney General is firstly a chief legal advisor to government, the court.
Na ora Jerry Ahmed Shaib amfanso wa ose Ghana for Attorney General de na oye no etan na mon kasentia no kire se de oye no nyesa ene ye de mraye adwuma.
The poster of the new AG undermines this rule. He is no longer acting as an officer of the court, but is instead acting as someone who has conducted his own inquisition, determined guilt of a suspect, and is seeking to force his view or his views on the court. The practice undermines the role of the Attorney General and undermines the administration of justice. All well-meaning voices that respect the operation of the rule of law call on it to an end, and to end it now as we speak. We are asking that all well-meaning voices that respect the operation of the rule of law should call on the Attorney General to put an end to this immediately. The Attorney General is not expected to start off by prejudicing an investigation and in his mind conducting an inquisition on suspects. Since when did we have an Attorney General who himself orders arrest, conducts investigations, and examines his own evidence to determine if a prima facie case is being documented or docketed against a suspect? This is highly improper and leads to bias right from the investigation process.
We Jerry Ahmed Shaib wono eno ye edom kuma ne trene ya bedi ekira otosumienu efa Attorney General Sanjofo Nhyiamu ene oyeye ene na chi a edom kuma no kokosi ye ho asem eno no na asem yi hwehwe aso edom kuma no se enka Attorney General so wadanse e kire sampa obi abogana kro no a enye press conference no ye na be press conference ni ajiska na mawana e ka den yenkwa homaso ye de eni mumra na enkoko bisam lawyer Kwame Adolfo Majoy
Enyo
ya da se papa ene Attorney General friends and Nhyiamu Nhyiamu na mpacho mamisima na etie nsem a odi tu dwane bi na afa enyina so eni enkomo.
In his capacity as director of the National BNC, Mr. Edubohe on January 30th, 2020 signed a contract on behalf of the government of Ghana and the National Security Council on the one hand, and on the other hand, an Israeli company called ISC Holdings Limited. The contract was for the purchase of a cyber defense system software at a price of $7 million United States of American dollars. Let us call this contract the GOG ISC contract. On February 6, 2020, Mr. Edubohe then transferred an initial amount of 27,100,000 Ghana cedis, that is from the National BNC's operations account at Fidelity Bank to the private BNC account at UMB. Official documentation on the transfer revealed that the amount was for the payment of cyber defense system software, which the National BNC was buying from ISC Holdings in Israel. Mr. Edubohe, in effect, transferred the money from the National BNC to his private company, the private BNC. A review of the transactions on the bank accounts reveals that once the funds from the National BNC landed in the account of his private BNC at UMB Bank, Mr. Edubohe caused his private BNC to transfer an amount of 9,537,520 Ghana cedis to ISC Holdings in Israel. By the exchange rate at the time, this amount was the Ghana cedi equivalent of 1,750,000 United States of American dollars.
Kansa wa homan so. So we dey clear. Clear achinye bia ni. Aha, some say we dey attorney general asmo kai eda ho clear we dey akola kuru ehun se papa no wa boga na kro no.
Well, na what charging it is?
No dey wanka. Wanyanka e bi obako later.
Debi. Is it any sir? Say we charging the panel we say a charging with XYZ offense and so no about narrative. Now one charging with any offense. Meanwhile, you are telling us the way. What is the purpose of the press conference? Is the purpose just to make you and I think the man is guilty before he has even been charged? And the objective is not proper. The proper procedure, they say, who people and the Biana may criticize it. Acquire Union Bearman or your investigation of the trouble ability. Yes, or any say, who people investigation on the quiet. Why investigation in area? Hanson of a press conference. Now, what charging with offense? Who said that's it? Why is he? I see. You're charging the passy. You're near Quacojina court. You're city why in here. Your mamma conclude to say, why is he? I see. Wabra won't be charging with an offense. It is wrong. The procedure is wrong. And I don't know why he's doing that. You don't do that.
But lawyer. Hello, lawyer.
Kasa.
Me so de o ka hwe aso kakra kire say attorney general wo som Ghana fo nti na wo ho say aba lawyer pen san so afo hwe atentrene so na ban a odimu attorney general e ka say MPP fo na wo ho no abandada no mu nipa ya akronfo o ma wiewia nema na say nyame ya adom no anya adanse e kire say obi aboga na kro no a say ho behia so be ka kire Ghana fo am ye hu say say na asem ne tie kra ansa na yakoko ti eko ni nyina na yenim se o we de ya chitachi amo baako
so wo charge ni panansa ansa na wa ba be kire say da say ya chi Mr. Asumesi na ye reason tie the chi no eni ya abono kwedu da say ye ne kwa kugina court yes why you see so far won't be more nipa no kwedu bia onka so de ne kwa kugina court. You are all Baba Cassia say, why CIC? What conclude as if say, winning pay say, Udifo. And also, your man. So, Difo, so the Bimu, and when you are Attorney General Juman, and you are caught no, a Juman. And it's a way Attorney General also with my a body part of 40 years, and now the Neko Kota say. The honey and from Swa, why? And yes, so to be cast what charging with an offense of so. And you can't refer to he'll be put before a court. You don't make a court. Where you know. We don't want to make us watch charging with any offense. Want to make us say that's a walk court. And one say, "Oh, I have to in Cheji." Yes, Anna, you are muddying the waters even before the person has had an opportunity to respond. Okay.
Enti say we na Attorney General aye ne no lawyer me hwe no from a family nu say Attorney General na yeso afọ hwe atenten ne so waba be ka we Ghana ni bia obetie bia hu say oh Attorney General aka ne de eye no kura turu nti say ekoba say asem no kokopie court na munyina mokobo nkuro ewo temuafo nanim na temuafo no tie afane nyina na okase oh there be owura no ebia ne hu ne onye mfomso biara ne hu so a na the way Attorney General di kan beken ene de court no kan nye court no obama Ghana no court no ho aye Ghana fo ahi de
eno ntina so ye kwadu bofo a ye mokwadu ema no enchia ema ne nkoyese nipa di fo akopem se woden be kwa kujira court nemu so bu court ubokwadu no ema no sound say odifo a what create problem among Ghana. We are Attorney General. We are political anymore. You are supposed to be the government lawyer for the whole country. And it's a one year now evidence that says any partner with the Kujira court would be ma. And so this evidence in the bedaho, a beda about TPC. Now, our politics, especially Attorney General, and it's all play that politics. Because of money in a name, I hear my mind. It is all now we press conference. Na obia susu say do see all kind nti omudifo a na se wo ko a we ma that is what's my court na video what's my court na video and it's all court na say court no ni Attorney General na anya adwene a yeah yo man if you say ya kan jemo se court voi okwa na ejawo I don't know if we press conference and any ADC. So, I mean,
Anquanoma.
I don't know more. What is the Panaya Bonia? What charging of streets? No, what charging of Vino? What said that's a year the name of court. Now, what you say, I say, it's Yamra. Not the Siwa. The Uncle conclude to say, Nipani default. The moment I will conclude to say the pandifon, what's in court and FD? Court and FD. The court no what's a word here. However, Yanka. Now, if I had done press conferences, now if I had done be the meet me, remember, wrong. You're wrong, and it should never be done.
Okay. Matthias, na council, ansana obekokrano. Na Attorney General ono oni tumi ni bia otumi di bu ani pa for
Debbie Attorney General there edimo ya why the process you what's the process ni osusu say on reasonable ground wo na na ya okesi ana make kwame adofo ma committee offense a reasonable suspicion keke or suspected keke na mo want me conclude say udifo enye na djuma enye court djuma. So we understand. No much more fidie. I say, lawyer didn't hear home. Na say, what you charging now? Oh, criminal law classes. Oh, me can't be for anyway. And what? Or run say, yeah, for now, yeah, as well. Yes, court room. Is one of my child for baby. I don't see, and it's Attorney General conclude so be before that. Because I don't know the Juma. Or don't know police woman, what's the proceeding, and now we are lawyer near. Na Juma is or more quiet. Food stop. Name woman, the Juma, so be decided, so default, and as we did them. Hono Nayanota across the line. Ominya, Anka Obia, what the quad battles will be on. Therefore, a more senior. As yes, and Emran say, you are presumed innocent. Emran is say with the bill. Emo momo amufi say anakwadu bofo no amufi so wudi fo no omra no medi sa dance it is enye nu sa stage na obi a obe conclude na so be susu say wudi fo bia no watobra emra ma ho kwan it is Attorney General no afi no asate de se sa line no obe ko dia wan ha enche bia ono so beto no say what also you bet me emrano when is what ebe frustrate you and you only so say it is in his own interest so be dimrano so nemo na je say obu nkofo for as monya kwan akudu court there na court no osum na fiti and also it is not in the interest of the country. Attorney General should not be playing politics. This is human life. We're a lawyer for the state, lawyer for the nation, and therefore, as well, Kai, in his or Kasa, as well, Kai.
Council, yada say nyumre. Yo, lawyer Kwame Adofo, ena yana no twetwen sa enkomo yi.
Yeah, to us, yeah, the nature of Kumase was Santamantamo, and Anufiada Ghana for Yantia Sem, the yet honum, and a beto just a drum drum chese, Janet, dear, send ye Sishas Yabushia, as when this is a catch the war. Yet to say, soon, Mamma, where dear Yemio chese, and ya dear Dafamokra, Nejana se, as Yama chese, Brimua Yaka said, dear, the for the Duanan or Gusha Wobun contact chese, send yes, Yashipani, dear, say Ghana, buy Amua Behajane, and I'm so many to just out when it's chemo. I want my gun and rush the fierce MPs no will be a good watcher and I dread the faho. And Rasebe Jania with Jenna what the Madisham. What was to be about to Ampasia so confuse Bria Bois. And what's there ban penny for Sensiano? What's your Ghana National Fire Service to make their wood the Asham Ghana for? Now I could trumentia what more you swear Fidiano. A be a child much as also oh, and why at Denny. And Tinipamba do a fire tender name with any city Muntum and soon him. And to assess a bia so yen hwesa ban wade hwehwe ya no wade begu akwan so sane be ya fire foi atoranche ma na so ye nasi a ye betime edum no wo pani amanensi honom a wasra se ankrankra wonsam wabie se nana ya kasenom gaganom patricia nom organizations ahodo civil society organizations ese sisi an Ghana National Fire Service wo mu hiamoa akotrumen kakra bia benya bia no na we bi e de adom wo mo ensem amraso bedwani wade atodwa no yenkotie.
The Ghana National Service must be retooled with advanced firefighting equipment, including drones and helicopters. More importantly, Mr. Speaker, I urge the government to introduce conscious policies that will support the informal sector to access insurance packages. This will ensure that in the event of such unforeseen disasters, our traders and businesses have adequate opportunities to bounce back on their feet. Insurance can no longer be seen as luxury. It must be made a necessity to safeguard the livelihoods of our traders and sustain our local economy. Mr. Speaker, the affected traders are devastated, and without hope now, as a member of parliament whose jurisdiction this disaster occurred, I intend to set up an endowment fund to support the victims.
And Rasebe Jania wajina hwadema adisha wasu bi abato ampesua so na bokofi obri ya bua nsam anono edum ensensam na Rasebe Jania bi akoye abato ampesua so Jean Marie Formadi wono so akire na adwene se ECG for wasadie asodie kese pada wo so a wose wo hwe na wotimi esigina papa de fa ho.
We are in this country and everybody knows that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is a man who is ECG. I think ECG should be going around our markets and all other places that we have electrical issues to check on the connections that are in our marketplaces.
Rasebe Jania wajina hwadema adisha obi akoye abato ampesias Jean Marie Formadi nsam anono ekuapem north Rasebe Jania Samia Oku Edna no to asem no bi.
Not too long ago, you had other places. What are we doing as a people to also help correct some of these structural issues? If you are talking about electricity or the power outages being one of the critical issues, especially in this fire, I am worried. I'm worried that the more we make such issues, that political football, we will praise the government, praise President Mahama because he visited the people. It's a short space. He leaves and what happens? I saw a video of the Ashanti Regional Minister, Mr. Speaker, shouting on firefighters and then asking them that they should have brought tender containing water and all. Mr. Speaker, these rhetorics, they will not solve the problem of the day. The earlier report of some of these incidents, what happened to it? How did we deal with the structural issues that came up? And how are we taking steps to ensure that other markets are also not affected?
Amrase Bejania wajina hwade ma adesho kuapem North abato ampasia so Samia oku nensem ana yekotie ye no. Second Deputy Speaker wa my Ghana Amrase Bejofiem wa Amrase Bejani wa famina abato ampasia so Andrew Amwakwesi amakasa ne dia wade to dwane se wabo akire e dia ma committees ahodo se wonhwehwe asem ne mu.
To a joint committee on defense and interior and that of local government, chieftaincy and regional affairs ministry. We are to look into a recent fire outbreaks in our markets, that of Kantamanto, Asafo, Techiman, Kwadaswadu, and those that do not come to mind at the moment. They should look into all these markets and consider the causes of these outbreaks and possibly recommend to the House the appropriate remedies that we can adopt. I so direct.
Second Deputy Speaker, ewo my Ghana Amrase Bejofio Samsi Amrase Bejani, ewo from na abato ampasia so Andrew Esiama Amwakonensem enono William Gentu Emmanuel Kwali Amanebo.
Ewiase nyina wo da bia wo yisi ho ede ekai ensamanwa tuberculosis. Na enne ye saada no a ewiase nyina hye ho fa ekai ensamanwa se ya wanamo a yebetu ensamanwa ana tuberculosis no enku ewiase adehye. Na enne oswafo hwe apomden ensem so onmunyafo kwa na minta akando enso so bodwa ewo ahye hwe apomden ensem so echeche ne mahudo bi a Ghana aban so yese be ya ensamanwa entetre ochiremu a na mansemu no ekanyimaku ahodo bi ho a wo mo eso Ghana se na osikasemu eboa yen se be ya yebetumi akon atia ensamanwa nanso nansen obi a ho kire no ne twen no ayeden nanso aban transem fanensan hye ne demrifa mu nka se esanse emwaya efram no ne eba no emmabio nti no ensamanwa no transem na kum na de hye enu nti na aban awi ata so se ba bi obenya sika ede akon atia ensamanwa bia no obepe
tibi ya bi a edi o man ninya na anigi sema wo mu ne se yare a ebetumi atutusa enso mpembe bebre no ekum nipa de na hu nya se etu hu anamo foreign partners eboa yen bebre ama yetu hu anamo yaboafo ne bebre wo ho a enkanka US for AU musika UK for so eti musika so takra bia ye wo as a country no e wo se ehweso ye ni etumi ede ye ne ma bebre ahoso be nya se aban yenso yebese yesapo munsuo eden ne yedi sika bebre ahyem se ne be ya ebedu baabi no nanka tibi mpo enkum nipa biem ewo oman mu Yewura John Dramani Mahama ban bibia yare de ebetu susa nya de ya manaje nse ha anase yetenten ewo oman mu.
Na programs manager of that National TB Control Program ano Dr. Yawadu Sipoku enso ekire se Ghana for be employment bia 44,000 ena womo enya sansamanwe bi afibia na rawusem womu ni se emu empemiensa hensia de afibia honum etwa nananum ensiedo
TV situation ni se Ghana han afibia no womo yare 44,000 enya TB no ena womo a sebi omu film no eye 3,600 na enam se yenya akondie ni ade ade ba continue ye ni ye partners they do kan pa a global fund ahyehyɛ sɛne usika sha mfidie sha enti afibia no 2024 no hwehwɛ 20,599 sɛ yenya akodie ne yenya resources na yebɛyɛ bebree enya senketwa so enti ɛwɔ sɛ ejiri yɛ ho enkankan kwala
sansemi nyina yenua Prince Bafo Asamoah Konongo Jakchan ono eneboa no emaye
Oswafo ye water mantem Joseph Nelson and Wakasa Shabo ese petroleum hub nyame ya aduma ebaso domoro no wa shabo se NDC abanye tie bia na beboa na emebu dodo na etimi enye dwuma yesa so eno my gan yesika sam atete apra pansam ayese kontebe ne betimi tu ase na wode sansem wanyina tu dwabra pani kwankyerefo a wada petroleum hub no ano Dr. Tony Oben office no dwuma efo kwasra no e regional coordinating council wa kire mu ese NDC abagusu anu wo ye campaign anu wo de typically tight no was bosa ne etibia no kroma se enwuma bebu so wase anu anu ma hyase a wo mu esi hu gina ye no ensema minister Akan yi
I've heard a few things about the potential of the place, but coming through today, you've given me more insight, even though it's still not full as expected. But I think that it's, for now, for my benefit, I think it's okay. The emphasis on what the development of the hub can bring to us as a country and as a region. Western region, as you know, it is faced with many challenges, unemployment being one of them. We are thinking through which areas to touch to help deal with that challenge. And so to have the hub come on stream full throttle to help, I think that is something that I'm so excited about, and will be very, very committed to supporting you to do as much as you can to achieve that noble objective of bringing the hub to, that level that we all expect. There's also the issue about the size of the land, and that the indigenes think that too much was taken from them, and that they will wish that.
And yeah, you quote your penny cruncher for Swafo Watoya Mantum Joseph Nelson, Nensam, I don't know. And penny force me called Mankabi and Frank Cassamtino, penny cruncher for ye, petroleum hub one a dano, Dr. Tonya Be Church Fasodia Ghana for ye benye free habonemo.
The president has a huge vision to actually continue the initiative undertaken by the previous government to accelerate the development of Njomoro. The president has charged to accelerate the project. Based on the vision of the president, we are determined to bring this hub on stream. This hub, if it comes fully on stream, is going to employ more people than any single entity would employ. Over 700,000 people, huge one. It's going to, hit the economy by close to 70%, and many other things that is going to happen. The chiefs are all, at least from what they indicated to us, they were all in support. All they are looking for is for us to really kickstart. There are issues of land acquisition. Previous government succeeded in acquiring 20,000 acres of land. Unfortunately, not a penny has been paid yet, and that is an issue that we need to deal with. I think the president is keen for us to do whatever it takes to begin paying.
You quote your penny cruncher for ya with that petroleum hub no. Dr. Tony Obeyenia Bema Pia Dankwa Rock FM. I say Nessa Bedze, one or 20 boys cruche ya, what the summer ye.
Na Yabasai Ako Kumase, blue light, blue light, a Jano Shi Kumase no. Na ya de mania for every abanan sana no. Black Stars Trene, Otu Ado, Coach Otu Ado. We are singing on the nim coaching power yard dear pop. One nim coach coach bia we are say. Said the GF for the chen papa no so why yard dear papa. Squad there what they ba ya what they Ebeshia Madagascar any Benjamin Asare Kingsley Schindler and you may an edin ba ko ba Peace FM newsroom ayeka ho asem Odo Tony Blair. Is here about Kingsley Schindler, Thomas Tepate, Salisu Mohammed, Jordan Ayew, Antoine Semenyo, Gideon Mensah, Rasman, Jerome Opoku, Mohammed Kudus, Abu Francis, and Alexander Jiku, Emrantie, and coach no, if we are seeing coach, Utuadu, Odo Mudi Atuja. Say womo ebegyina Ghana nemu na womo ahwe aye adwuma no na womo gu bench so ni Lawrence Atizigi, Jonas Ajete, Razak Simpson, Afe Jerry Efriye, Mohammed Kamaradin, Christopher Ba, Joseph Wolocott, offer baby, Ebenezer Anan, Lawrence Ejekum, Ernest Nuyama, Inaki Williams. Inaki anano shego enoko bench. Hey, utu do ni majuma o. Sulemana Kamadin. Akwane ni majuma rough. Hey, Otuado. Obwa. Oni majuma too much. Sa squad way eno de be she Madagascar ene enwumre. Was e?
Editor ye be she.
Oh, nyame nhira so.
Amen. Send ye share charge for 5 no. And na ye ginem den kra
fashe utrim say
asa na nkofo anhye da anhye atade t-shirt na asa ma be mu abubia
what do tenten to moti ho a na onya tenten bi anya you.
Okay,
Chad awabo matches no mabo zero mabo sen amabo 5 amabo 5 matches
tell say na da soro
ya bo 3 6
eze na ya nya hwe na
menkansa ba me pese me hu de wo jubilate ho no memfa to scale so ma ne ho ade na wo jubilate ho no what you say
Matia editor yon consent for
but
ye beshe
oh nyame nhyira so
the fact ne say ne Ghana Black Stars ye beshe yes
nyame nhyira so oh said the Otuado GF for Akan say on there papa ni ye coach pa ya fa technical team 15 is Otuado ni technical team no nyina omo ye 15
no mbo adwuma so
nyame nhyira so
amen
Ghana so betua pa
yes
betua pa o betua pa yo yabeko Kumase otu na oso afọ ohwe onipa setrem ntoto ye pa ensam so no na ye kro wo mra hye bedwani ye fra no na momo latte onabo na momo latte say odi ho yawo bra na okokopie blue light no o se senia o hwe japade pa shinkofo sika ewurade we da brimpon ye pa na aba Kumase no na oso okohwe he ogira hwe ne ma hye ne saa na wa wusu ne ti to say batan ye na wura ne munti adana dono ama che say atunusu na ngofo wo mbede si omodadam wo mo bede pa na o ma si omodadam ama na ye hwe nkofo agapade obi ho a wo hye ase so say na business yi obi timi ka say oh me hye ase me de 1 Ghana na hye ase ebi sa me de 3 cedis ebi sa me de 200 ebi sa me ohuru plate 500 mu a day ni nyina aye kwan obi fa so hye na brabo ase na so wayan kakran sa na nyame boa no na sa nipa ipeja na aturenchem sei ba beto no a ti afa no osa kofa plate ahohoro ana afa no osa kopa 1 cedi na 1 cedi no kura mu duro ye me he o hwe sa de mana e ha adwene pa na mom oba sentimental so afo ononyamfo Dr. Frank Amoako hene ene asantimental dum gya adwuma no oba ma ba so se omobo aye eso jana no.
This is a major disaster because if after 3 days we share a dynamo, it's a major disaster. Many people are affected. And see a major disaster. Dear Obibetimi Akan say order. Now I share the few people ebetimi aye. At least there will be replanning of the whole place. The structural integrity of most of the buildings are affected, even without technical knowledge. Said this is not something Ubefa break and mortar now plaster now we see. And there will be some adjustments here and there. But when you have a regional minister who is this passionate leading this course now, you shouldn't be afraid. Whatever decision he will take, it will be in the best interest of all of us here, not just the few who will be fighting for their personal interests. And to let's focus on getting the fire quenched and then sitting down to see what we can do.
Onmonyamfo na momo latte ya oya so afo hwoni pasitem ntote pa ensem so ena yete nkan ne ye na chi ena CEO na Chief Executive Officer ya woda Microfinance and Small Loan Center Maslock ano Orayere Abigail Akwambia Elom Mensa enso kire se oja eba eho asem basa na ye ka enisa wo kan echi auti na ya arehosem pa brechie ena abo na na tabiri besie we die brechi and abo Ghana ne asanteman
Yebeshe edwadifo ne den se enye si awie enti se de aka ne se the assurance I want to give them ne se enya ade a aban ba betena se ahwama omonko omako through sa process yebe start with them and we'll go with them throughout till say yebehu se at least baby omugina se no omo ankasa omo betimi aye omo adwuma enti especially a man senior minister kan no we are with you through it and me man ni mebunu no so we are with you through it.
You said Munyamfo Elom Akwambia Mensa eso ekan eno no ne kwakwa mu asanteman tamusu afo Munyamfo Dr. Frank Amoako hene.
Most of the shops, because some are locking into a shoe inside, it's difficult to establish from the outside. And the excavators never ebu near ne yine manabakakra. The na fire at me I extinguish at the amaye. And toward this building I came Mediana, both any money children in our store that social. But hopefully, they say they are men waha now or more juman they are abia by the day in Baquariano. Yet me a good control to extinguishing same. And they say me I say any breeding, the young of young of one yama. Oh, yes, focus. Let's get it down first. As
Ensan ya dwe ho with how to rebuild as I say hon some whatsoever. To be an kana kuma ntoni yem. Na mrante na especially wa omomo aye. Na nipa bonfo ewe wi ankofo ne ma ntimi nya ebi mu nso. Na ntimi mu aye se de be ya. Properties kakra aka wa ha ne betuma protect na abo.
Minister Odumonya for Dr. Frank Amoako hene. Ti minister uhun nkofo no mu yewi anema no. Uhun omu nyina ya bisa.
Omuchi too.
Hey minister. Yenua otobrosie kwadwo buadu. Kwadwo keleweli. Kwadwo joint nyina na ahie. E kwadwo kafra. Ona dis amani ebreye.
Aba ahima ya wo se hwebekwa na nanu matena nkonya abena endi ngwa ya otosumienu wode adesede mu odu wade to IGP foforo na afeso Ghana mampene His Excellency John Dramani Mahama nimsa nanse brawi akronfo tete wo akronfo etieti ofa ahudie so pa se wo bi guso awo bra homache sode enye bete na wo sode titu bovrom kakrakra wonam honoma na brawi aso pa chikua ewusika wo henwe japade na wagene nyina adi efri wonsam enam so ma oba ahima kirechemu ya wo kire se amasisi ade suro pasha na manfo so a enye ade eda fomom wade sansem we gina to dwabra na wani peace kasebo edi nkomo enu wo so woni mpase waka ne sei ebi be kasa na aposifo na asabe womwo ne mensim ho no womote ho ye den wo sei womo ye adwumade ne pa nanso womo sha enti wo besra IGP foforo se womfa bebre na nka ho sane be ya bra ewi eni akromfo adwumade nyina no wo betimi etu esosa ensema wo ba ahimade atudwane
adwuma no omo ye de omo betimi nanso se police foni sha e ma adwuma no ye omo din na de ehia pa ya kade omo de be ye adwuma se wo de nipa ne bakra no amfa kade na nka ho a adwuma no still net se de tie dada no a nti yesre omampanyin na waba akade no omo de police fo ne ba omo fa nka ho no mo ntimi nya adwuma no yi na yenso yenye save na ye da yetimi ada tie ma me kasa ne se emrantie ni bi a ye mpa adwuma ye ne nam a ye pese ye ne ma emfata ne ne obi wo ho a onama na yakogye ne bag obi ye adwuma obesole anopa asini trase ye adwuma na obi di minute na wagisika no afri ne nsem eni nti na Mr. IGP say saa ne ma na ekokokoko so a eno ema edi huto nipa so a police fo ne ye adwuma nanso omusa omfa bi nka
nana abna eni waye otosumienu to aso de say eka ho
Sefi bekwa yehia district ne da yakoma so pa ono aba ye no obeka ho asem e wo ha nti yesre no ya meboa no toto ne niema yi wia mema ne remfi sefi bekwa district ne de omobe ya omaye bi na ye man enyini nti yesre no munkola nyina ewie school a yenya dwuma nye ne nante basa eno na de tramo eni wi ni koke ni ade no e de ba nti se nkola ne wie school ana nipa no nyansa no dwuma bi kura ya menyini se sa ne ma me be den ebe koso nti yesre no district ne de yesre na dabroma abanfoforo awabai onhwe na sefi bekwa yenso de ye fata na ese yensa kan onfamaye
ahimo wo se hwebekwa na nanom atena nkonwa na abna eni nwaye otoso mienu wamse kai bosha wo hye wom no edru wo so yewura enti kwame kuntoboate Lord FM se hwebekwa ensam enyetie yi
yo yemfa Black Stars die enwie na afa yenja mu Emma sports team no na omo ensom na said the medical bomo amane no Black Stars of Ghana na no ehye chart won kan say de ne de ni je by papa isan say Black Stars yankasa ti ono go hye ho anything Black Stars to men kaida Black Stars ti hye obi kura miensa ache pa ache one no kura no Black Stars bre pa za do ma hye no enya asem ketwa na match no ene anwumre ya nonso ye yo na eba so was Stade Mimoun Al Iris eno ewo Morocco eho na sa akansie yi eba so na Ghana fo bi a kire o madwen se de Ghana fo Ghana mrante na madwen se Black Stars ni GF no enye modern omobo na modern omommo ena obi ehwe because baby a World Cup no because 2026 no pass ye bo World Cup for Canada na ya bo America Mexico ruka de nhye de hia Ghana fo papa de Ghana fo hia ne say Ghana betimi a qualify na Ghana group ne de o makoto Canada esi a Trump nti Ghana fo dodo na pe Canada say Ghana be qualify ko Canada Hey, me say na busuan suman kura ombeton e de akọ Canada because Ghana fo mi papa say Canada ne de e den ya Ghana beko eti Ghana mrante na ye ne say GFA any Black Stars fo nim no mu di agro sa wake up we enye omo winning bonus on beji na hia Ghana fo eye nkrofo hyebre sa wake up 2026 eye nkrofo hyebre ho asem e na Ghana fo ka nti say omo be ye kokwasa no man ntimi an qualify na nkofo hyebre ka Ghana ase ya no man ntimi anko Canada ni bia e be ha adwene omo say say Ghana timi qualify de na wo kopɛ visa akọ Canada ni US a and the eden ya de be ma wo na se Ghana qualify a na wafa o nkrata akọ gina embassy adan a me per visa akọ Canada na se US on be bisa so wo koye den me kohwe eyi work up eno mpa no ma wo na se Ghana kode a ene bebre betimi akọ bebre so kọ bebre so ma bebre ba kọ bebre so ma enti Ghana fo ni brabre ni nyina no no se Canada ho de hoye US de hoye Mexico de nuboni ni ntia na e ho nhye da anjosa ti Ghana fo no pe US ne Canada no enti Ghana fo bi so mo pa blasters fo Chelsea so mo de ye nim se blasters fo no mafom ye ba ye nka ho asem omo mo se twa mo ho pa blasters fo Chelsea omo stre Black Stars man tie ne se omo hwe de pani bi aye de obi aye omo de omo en qualify keke ene nyame ado Mali so asa abo draw eti Mali no ani ho na asa abo draw no de na chese ekwam atene Ghana timi hye ne de na chese watitim no okọ eti mrante nto omo pa Black Stars fo chew ene omo pa Black Stars fo chew pa se Black Stars en hyema wo mo se ne be ya omo hyebre ya omo pese omo ko hu no Canada any US no ebeba so.
Oh, me can predict 3-0 win for Ghana because I hear your first match 5-0 na say na boys no money was soro kakra.
Really dey bet my either draw game and I say Ghana beat me win. Oh, but Ghana that first ni put the draw now. I think say okay my 0-0 na 2-0 against Madagascar.
Yenya draw your best my because you said here win but yenya win here for no. It's a kunya draw kra. E bet my I maintain na there. The next match no near win at home. But about to be in there, can you win ever win? Because Madagascar they were near EBI bit me by 2-0 there.
Me sure say Ghana bit me share 2 sure because I win your country vim your vim. The last born on boy there won fie. E be say ne won say pack papa so na mo country mo bobo papa na envie.
Enti ebra yenua Odro Tony Blair. Odro Tony Blair de Ghana fo bi twetwe nkomo na asem a mo ka kire no eno no na yemfa we hume so ye ba ye begya mu e de ama sports team no